Care about me.
Stephen Cadeno, KO artist, as far as we're here with the great Manny Robles. Man, last week, Errol Spence, I know you worked with Errol back in the amateur days.
Amateur days, yeah.
What'd you think, man? He unified welterweight again. Looked pretty impressive, pretty dominant.
Very impressive. I haven't seen him look this good in a long time. I was very impressed. Very, very impressed. He just, from beginning to end, determination, consistency, wanting to get that knockout, and it's not winning, but it's the way you go about it, the way you go about. As I always say, it's not winning, it's how you win, and he looked very, very good.
Is that maybe the best Errol Spence we've seen?
The best I've seen in a long time, for sure.
Man, obviously, hopefully hopefully boxing doesn't mess it up, but hopefully, we get the Terence Crawford versus Errol Spence.
Be great, good possibility.
Man, what aspect about each guy's game does the other have to kind of most pay attention to?
Well, look, I feel that Errol Spence is a more physical fighter of the two. He's more physical. He likes to engage, go to that body and systematically break you down. With Terence Crawford, he's just, I don't know, he's got that great ring IQ, you know what I mean? And there's nobody better in my opinion, in boxing that can switch from orthodox to southpaw. Nobody does it better than he does. So it's just incredible. He's a what I consider a master boxer, man. He's got a great ring IQ, likes to pick his shots and just, knows when to step in, get out, knows when to make it a fight, when to box. So it should be a great fight,
Is that like do you lean one way or the other, or is that just really like a 50-50?
It's just I 50-50 for me. You know what I mean? Especially after watching Errol Spence in his last fight, he just looked impressive. And I'm a boxing fan. I think we all want to see a good fight. I'm not, and that's a great fight. In my opinion, that's a great 50-50 fight where he can go either way. And I can see them fighting again a second time. That's how close I see the fight. I can see them fighting, make it a trilogy. Can you imagine? They haven't even fought once, and I'm already talking about it.
You already want two more.
Yeah, I'm already want two more. But why not? I mean, it's just two great fighters.
Right, Matt. You got any cool Errol Spence stories, being that you knew him so young or anything like that?
I got one story in particular with Errol Spence. He's an extremely hard worker, and so I remember us being at the World Championships in Baku, Azerbaijan, and this was back in 2011, if I'm not mistaken. And so this was prior to the Olympic Games in 2012. And he would so we go to the gym like now and be, with the whole team and get our workout in and whatnot, but it was never enough for Errol. He wanted more. So, we would get back to the hotel and he would come and say, "Hey coach, I'll meet you in the room, man. Let's get some more work going." So we would actually be training I hope this doesn't get me in trouble with the USA team, right?
You're fine.
Doesn't matter. I don't care. And we would actually work out in his room, and we move the bed and the sofa, and we go to work because he wanted more. It wasn't enough. He's just like, man, this guy want more. I got to get that work in. He always had that determination, and he was one of the 3 fighters to qualify at the the World Championships, other than first Errol Spence. Who else was it? Rashid Warren. He actually won a bronze at the Worlds. And Joseph Diaz by defeating Oscar Valdez. And he actually beat Oscar by 1 point. And then he went ahead to advance in the tournament. But that was that fight with Oscar, between both Joseph Diaz and Oscar. That fight, the winner of that fight will get you to qualify to the Olympic Games, and Jojo won by 1 point. And then obviously Oscar moved on to go to Brazil at the Intercontinental Championships and qualify there by winning gold. So, but it was a great fight. It could have gone either way, 1 point, man. But this is, some of the best fights that take place in boxing at an amateur level. So, Yeah.
That's awesome.
Anyway,
That's a great story.
It's a great story.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Sorry, I got off the topic.
No, it led me into the next subject.
Oh, right
You know, Stevenson Valdez. Obviously, a lot of people tell me kind of on paper, Stevenson, you know, has, I don't know, on paper they tend to tell me that they're leaning towards Stevenson, but you can't measure heart, you can't measure, you know, kind of determination that Valdez seems to, you know, be overabundant in. What do you think? What factors?
It's going to be a great fight. It's the boxer versus the I don't want to call Oscar a banger because he can box too. You know, he's but you know how we're all used to seeing that Oscar that likes to engage and get in there and win by knockout, and his record shows it, right? But it should definitely be a great fight. Styles make fights, and you know it reminds me a lot of the Meldrick Taylor versus Julio Cesar Chavez fight. I don't think we've seen a fight like this in a very long time, and so you know it's going to be a great fight. You know, Oscar always finds a way to win. We all know on paper that Shakur is a favorite, but never count Oscar out, man. And look what he did with Berchelt, right? So this should be a good fight.
It's gonna be excellent, man. A week later, Canelo's moving up to 75 again, facing Bivol. Strong guy, big right hand. But it's also just Canelo's the man right now, you know.
How do you see give credit where credit is due. Canelo's been looking impressive, and he's the man to beat right now. But I wouldn't count Bivol. I wouldn't count him out. Bivol he's legit. He's a true 175 pounder. World champion at that. You know, Canelo isn't the champion. You know, let's not forget, Bivol is a champion. He's holding if I'm not mistaken, the WBA light heavyweight champion. Canelo's moving up to light heavyweight, so he's facing a champ. You know, and let's not forget that. And he's got a great record, great amateur background, great fight. You know, like I said, a full-blown light heavyweight. So I believe it won't be as easy as many people might tend to think that Canelo's going to run through this guy. I don't think that's going to be the case. We want to see a good fight, and I think we're going to get that.
Can you do that, Manny?